First thing I want to say is thank you for showing up and making this time for yourself. I want to just address that it's okay to feel trapped, that you're afraid to create, or there's some nagging voice in your head that's judging you all day long. I have that too. But you know what? It doesn't have to hold you back. I'm going to jump right into a beautiful Inner Muse collage that we're going to do together today. That's going to ignite your confidence. It's going to reconnect yourself with things that bring you joy, that remind you of who you are, what pumps your tires, what lights you up, what throws kindling on your fire, whatever it is. You know you best. And by doing this, it gives you a little bit of clarity on where we want to build our confidence and what we want to connect to within ourselves. We want to express freely. So what we're going to do today is you can use magazines. I've picked 3 to 4. I never recommend more than that because then it becomes quite overwhelming. Or if you're somebody who really likes digital media or don't have a lot of magazines hanging around because they can be a bit archaic, you can sign into Canva and make a free account so you can make a digital collage that you can put on your desktop. This is going to break free from the rules because we can create them in a way it's however big or however small that is meaningful for you. So let's begin. So the first thing that I have done is, like I said, I've picked a couple magazines. I got my Mod Podge because I'm a big fan. And I got one little glue brush, water, and a pair of scissors and a pencil. So it's pretty minimal for materials. And again, like I said, you can totally hop on Canva or whatever program that you like, and you can make a digital collage, which is really cool. And I'll show what I ended up creating. So the first thing that we're going to do is set a timer for 10 minutes. I don't actually have a timer, but I am wearing a watch today. So I'm on the 51. So I'm going to go until 1. So that's just a note to myself. And I wrote it down on my paper. I'm using my homemade sketchbook, which I'll do a flip through when I have some time. But I'm actually on the very, very last page. So it's kind of nice. First thing that we do is we set our intention about what is our inner muse. And I know it can be a difficult concept, but essentially what we're doing is looking for something that really lights us up, that brings us joy, that brings us harmony. So there's, even on this first page here, is this something that scares you, or is it something that you would want to try? Acrobatics are pretty cool, and I just saw a Cirque du Soleil show not too long ago, and it had me absolutely mesmerized. So I picked up these magazines while I was in the Kootenays visiting some family, and they're all about arts and culture. This one is about tourism, and then I have one about the sculpture walk, which is a really cool concept that they have created in a place called Castlegar. It is where all these people come together and they share their sculptures, and the town, the residents, get to go and vote. And one of them gets to stay and is bought and is featured. And some of the other local businesses have bought pieces that they've really enjoyed throughout the years. So it's really cool when we go and take a look at different types of sculptures. So this one has a lot of really heartwarming artist stories regarding mental health and shifting into what's more transformative for them and living that creative life, which is exactly what we're talking about today. So I'll be mindful of time because we said we're going to do 10 minutes. I'm going to flip through a little bit faster. And I'm going to go with pictures this time instead of words of things that bring me joy. Oh, I like this light box. As I'm talking about light and lighting ourselves up, I always got a big pair of scissors just in case if I cut through like covers of magazines. And then I have my little scissors as well. Nice thing when you do it on Canva is you can shrink the sizes of the pictures so they're more meaningful for you, or even pictures of yourself, a time in your life where you felt really confident and secure and comfortable within ourselves. that's a really good place to start. Or anything from our younger selves, maybe a drawing or a poem that we had written, or even a capture of a time in your life, in your childhood, that spoke to you, that made you feel like you had a lot of creative energy flowing through you, and there was lots of potentials and magic. So I like this one here. It's a lady playing the drum and singing. You can use any piece of paper or notebook. Go through the sculpture one. So this is the sculpture one here. So they all have a bit of a blurb of each of these sculptures. And they're really cool. I really like the sculptures there. This is actually the one that I voted for. It's a stone carving with an eyeball in it that I found was really mesmerizing. There it is. I'm going to cut it out. It's called Stone Soul Awakened. This piece spoke to me for some reason that, you know, it just really called and connected to me. So that was my choice. These stone sculptures, she immediately imagined filling the holes with fused glass additions. So she already knew there was an inspired idea that came with it. And I love when we have those inspired ideas, and that's what we're trying to cultivate here. And obviously it might take longer than 10 minutes for you to find some pictures that work for you. It's easier on the internet than it is in magazines, so just be aware of that. Yeah, some of these sculptures were so cool. So what is it that brought you joy? What is it that makes you laugh, makes you sing, makes you dance? Where do you find creative outlets? Is it in the kitchen? Is it in your workshop? Is it at work? Is it a digital version? Is it performing arts? Is it traveling? Is it food? Culinary arts is a huge one. I do miss the travel, so I think I'm going to do this one here. I love sunsets and sunrises, and I love traveling. And then I'll start gluing them down here. Like the hiking, good views, lots of greenery, parks, waterfalls. I'm going to take the waterfalls. Just any pictures that give us that nice reminder. Look how this lady has backpacking. So I'm going to start gluing some of these down. I put my Mod Podge into one of these little bottles just for easy application. I'm gluing stuff down all the time. And by doing this, it just is a mental reminder of things that make us happy or that we want to work towards, just to bring awareness to it. It doesn't quite fit, so I'm going to trim it down. Collages are nice because they're low barrier. You don't need any artistic skills. You don't even have to cut the lines straight because you can cover them up with other pictures. And then you kind of let intuition decide where you're going to stick them down. I feel like I need one more picture. I like these paintings. Food, ooh, hotels. Which one of these look the nicest? That one has a pool with a spiral slide, cabin. I like a nice kitchen. A cup of coffee, that's it. Into my picture. I always love a good coffee shop. I always feel more inspired to create. Not because people are looking at me, but more like I'm out and about and there's less distractions than in my house. Something I like to do is cut the white off the pictures. There's a tiny cup of coffee in the morning. This bagel looks delicious, so I'm going to add the bagel. Inner Muse is I'm inspired by food that other people prepare for me, especially by my partner. I always find those meals are the most delicious and the most inspiring. Love a good view and a good kitchen. I'm going to actually go with the good view. I don't feel nearly as inspired in the kitchen because I'm not one to cook much. And then alternatively, I am thinking more of outdoors, outdoorsy. That's what the feeling I'm getting. So when we create a collage, it usually has like a theme to it, kind of based off the magazines that you might have like a driving theme. So mine seems to be nature, outdoors, comfort. I wonder what yours looks like. I'd love to see it. So I'm very tactile with my glue. I know I had grabbed a brush, but I haven't used it. All right. Beautiful. So that's just over 10 minutes. So grab a pencil here. So what I'd love to do is write 5 sentences or a couple sentences to myself where I'm encouraging myself to not worry about judgment or perfection. So let's see what comes up for me. So mine says, "Dear Jenny, you have everything within you to create your heart's desires. Trust yourself and trust your heart. Live wildly, go outside and play more. When you play, you'll be inspired. Your muse." So this is what I ended up creating, which really helps me reconnect myself, like I had mentioned before. And this improves confidence, being able to express freely without boundaries by using digital or magazines. We're going more with the feelings that it has, creating without rules and making it a bite-sized art prompt that would only take you 10 minutes. So I think in total we were pretty close. If you like what we created today, subscribe for more prompts. I appreciate you for showing up. I'm really proud of you for making the time to be here to create. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you found this helpful and fun. Thanks for watching.